Well, if you are playing host for a holiday meal, a beautiful tablescape can really add to the ambiance, but traditional colors and expensive decor are not necessary. Interior designer Elle Cole tells us what is on trend this season. Some tips. You say unconventional fall colors are all the rage for 2023. What are you talking about? What are we seeing?
Yeah, so what we're seeing now in 2023 and subsequently in 2024 is an emergent of unconventional or non-traditional Thanksgiving themes for our Thanksgiving tablescapes. So, which would be more of like jewel tones and pastel colors as centerpieces for fall tablescapes.
Okay, very cool. And you say a host's tabletop decor is a real statement. It can be. So you say to achieve a great tablescape, you've got to start with picking a color palette. What do we consider there?
Yeah, for your Thanksgiving table, determine a color scheme for your table setting. You can draw inspiration from nature, such as brown, greens, or whites, or even venture towards more vivid shades like purple, orange, or crimson to attain an element of unity in your decor. Consider using some artificial greenery like boxwood or wheat or eucalyptus as the fundamental palette.
All right.
And you can just go from there.
Yeah, I know you like decorating with wreaths and garlands to bring in that fall foliage. Always good. What about playing with textures and themed accents? We can have a lot of fun with that, right?
Yeah, you can. So I like using a mini fall wreaths and garland as well. But when we're dealing with textures and themed accents, it's really nice to bring in maybe driftwood for a bohemian coastal vibe or nickel and copper. You can mix in with soft textures like a patterned cotton or linen tablecloths or table napkins. So I recommend placing a garland on top of a runner and strategically nestling in decorative items like pumpkins if you're using that in your centerpiece, or pine cones and that sort of thing to bring in a visual interest.
Okay.
So that way you can tie everything together and you have a really nice base
Very
for
cool.
your centerpiece, because your centerpiece really does anchor the rest of your Thanksgiving decorations. And from there you can determine, which elements you can repeat to keep it consistent.
The focal point from there has a lot of personality. And then the good news,
Yes.
people love to hear, we don't have to spend a fortune to style a beautiful tablescape. There are items that we can repurpose. What should we think about repurposing?
I think repurposing, like if you have a clear cylinder glass vase, you can fill that with pine cones. Or if you have a wood bread basket or something like that, you can fill that with pumpkins. So just kind of think out of the box and look for things around your home that maybe it's a vase or, a votive or something like that you can use to make it a little bit different and use for your fall decor. But you don't have to go out and spend a fortune. So you can use beautiful decorative blue and white bowls and put magnolia flowers and leaves and arrange tall bundles of wheatgrass and antique vases that you may have.
Wonderful. A lot you can do with what you have. And then finally you say cozy up the table with maybe some lamps or infuse with scents. What do you recommend there?
Yeah, I love really using crystal votive lamps because you could scatter them down the table and they give off a beautiful welcoming glow without, a rogue flame or wax drippings falling on your linens. So I really love to use those. But also, if you love candles, because I think we all do, they create a beautiful memory. They create, warm, welcoming memory triggers. So that enhances your guest experience, but also allows you to create unforgettable memories with them. So set the tone when your guests arrive with maybe cinnamon sticks or a candle that has a warm, spicy aroma that's reminiscent of autumn. And then before you sit down for your meal, at least 30 minutes prior, I recommend is to blow the candles out, because your guests will prefer the smell of grandma's apple pie over pumpkin spice candles.
I love that. We all have those memories that that we want to see again this coming Thanksgiving, and there's pressure
Yeah.
on everything to be perfect the way we remember. But you say the most important thing to keep in mind is just enjoy that time. Don't stress all these details, right?
Yeah, don't stress. It just really, if you create a welcoming feeling for your guests and a sense of warmth in your home, they won't remember the decor that may have been out of place or maybe that wouldn't, cooperate with you that day. They
Hmm.
will just only remember how they felt and how you made them feel in your home.
Elle
And
Cole,
that's really important.
thank you so much for the inspiration. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I enjoyed being with you today.